morning, everybody. I, Rajesh Kumar Dev, Assistant Professor, IMS Law College, shall be discussing with you different provisions of interpretation of statute. In this lecture, we shall discuss what is the meaning of interpretation, what is the need of interpretation, what are the different provisions regarding the Act, Ordinance, and statutes. First of all, we shall be discussing what is mean by interpretation. Interpretation means the art of finding out the true sense of an enactment by giving the words of the enactment their natural and ordinary meaning. It is the process of ascertaining the true meaning of the words used in a statute. When the language of the statute is clear, there is no need for the rules of interpretation. According to Samand, what is interpretation? Or what are the rules for interpretation? According to Samand, interpretation or construction is the process by which the courts seek to ascertain the meaning of the legislature through the medium of authoritative forms in which it is expressed. It has been said that there is a distinction between the two expressions, that is, interpretation and construction. As explained by Cooley, interpretation differs from construction in the sense that the construction and interpretation both are different. Interpretation differs from construction in the sense that interpretation is the art of finding out the true sense of any form of words, that is, the sense that their author intended to convey. Author means legislature. Author means legislature or the parliamentarian who has prepared that act or that law. What is the intention of what is the object of the legislature? And now what is the construction? Construction, on the other hand, is the drawing of conclusions respecting the subjects that lie beyond the direct expression of the text. Means the words which have been used in the law or act or any enactment directly, those expressions will be explained according to the application on the subjects of the society. That is the construction. There is difference between construction and interpretation. In construction, the subjects are paid attention, and in the interpretation, the intention of the legislature is paid attention. Now, what are the some important points to be taken care of in the context of interpreting statutes? Some important points to be taken care of in the context of interpreting statutes. Whenever the statutes are interpreted, some points, technical points are required to be kept in mind. First is intention of the legislature. What is the intention of the legislature? Second point, statute must be read as a whole in its context. The statute or their provisions should be connected to each other. Their meanings should be accordingly in the previous and in the last of the act. No independent meaning will be derived from the words or the expressions used in any act or enactment. So, first is intention of the legislature is very important. Statute must be read as a whole in its context. Statute should be construed so as to make it effective and workable. If statutory provision is ambiguous and capable of various constructions means various meanings are coming out from that ambiguous word, then that construction must be adopted which will give meaning and effect to the other provisions of the enactment rather than that which will give none. Means the act should be fruitful. If meaning is plain, effect must be given to it irrespective of the consequences. If the meaning is clear, there is no ambiguity in the act or the language of the act, then that situation will be applied as it is. There will not be any change in the application of that plain meaning. Next is the process of construction. The process of construction combines both the literal and purposive approach. Literal means and purposive. Both ideas should be in mind while applying the act. The purposive construction rule highlights that you should shift from literal construction when it leads to absurdity. When the meaning or the application is unreasonable, irrelevant, then what is the object of that act will be taken into consideration. Interpretation of statutes is required for two basic reasons: legislative language and legislative intent. Means legislative language is required to be interpreted if there is any ambiguity. Legislative intent should be kept in mind while applying the provisions of the statutes. Now, legislative language. What is legislative language? Legislative language may be complicated for a layman and hence may require interpretation. Legislative intent. The intention of the legislature or the legislative intent assimilates two aspects. First, that is A, the concept of meaning, what the word means, and B, the concept of purpose and object, or the reason or the spirit pervading through the statute. These are required to be kept in mind while interpreting any statute. Now we shall discuss what is the need for statutory interpretation. Ambiguity is the first point. If there is any ambiguity in the statute or word, a word may have two or more meanings and it may not be clear which meaning should be used. Wording may be inadequate. There may be many ways in which the wordings may be inadequate. For instance, a printing error or another error such as the use of the word with a wide meaning which is not defined. New developments, new technology may mean that the old act of parliament does not apparently cover present day situation. That is why new developments should also be kept in mind while interpreting the provisions or the language of any enactment or statute. New development, an advocate should be updated always while going before the court. Changes in the use of language. Changes in the use of language. The meaning of words can change over the years. With the time, the meanings of the words may change in the act. So, an advocate should be updated always. Now, what is ordinance? What are the provisions of ordinance? President can issue ordinance when one of the houses of the parliament is not in session. The maximum validity of an ordinance is 6 months and 6 weeks. An ordinance will expire after 6 weeks once both houses of the parliament are in session. Ordinance route is envisaged for immediate action. That is, if the president is satisfied that the circumstances exist which render it necessary for him to take immediate action, he may promulgate such ordinances as the circumstances appear to him to require. Ordinances are issued by the president. Article 213 of the Constitution of India 1950 deals with the ordinance making power of the governor of a state. However, the governor cannot issue an ordinance without instructions from the president. In 3 cases where the assent of the president would have been required to pass the similar bill, that is, if the bill containing the same provisions would have required the provisions previous sanction of the president for introduction into the parliament or before the legislature. B point is the governor would have deemed it necessary to reserve a bill containing the same provisions for the consideration of the president, and C, if an act of the legislature containing the same provisions would have been invalid unless it received the assent of the president. There is very important case, that is the case of A.K. Roy versus Union of India. This is the case of 1982. According to this landmark judgment, while examining the constitutionality of the National Security Ordinance 1980, which sought to provide for preventive detention in certain cases, the court argued that the president's ordinance making power is not beyond the scope of judicial review. President's ordinance making power can also be verified and can also be reviewed. A constitutional amendment cannot be made through ordinance route. There should be proper procedure for making amendments. Now, what is statute or what are the statutes? A statute is a formal written enactment of a legislative authority. What is statute? A statute is a formal written enactment of a legislative authority that governs a country, state, city, or county. Typically, statutes command or prohibit something or declare policy. The word is often used to distinguish law made by legislative bodies from the judicial decisions of the common law and the regulations issued by the government agencies. A statute is a will of the legislature conveyed in the form of text. The Constitution of India does not use the term statute, but it uses the term law. Word law has been used in Article 13. Article 13(3)(a). The expression law has been explained. What are the ingredients of term law? And that has been used specifically. Law includes any ordinance, order, bylaw, rule, regulation, notification, custom, or usage having the force of law in any particular territory. That is statute or that is law. A statute means a law in any specific area. A statute is the will of the legislature, and Indian statute is an act of the central or state legislature. By laws are prepared by either by the central government or state government. Statutes include acts passed by the imperial or provincial legislature in pre-independence days, as well as regulations. These are the statute. Statutes generally refer to the laws and regulations of every sort, every provision of law which permits or prohibits anything. A statute may be generally classified with reference to its duration, nature of operation, object, and extent of application. Now, what is act? Once the bill has been passed by the legislature, it is sent to the president or the governor, as the case may be, for the approval. By receiving his assent, it becomes an act. An act is a law which is made by the legislature. What is act? An act is a law which is made by the legislature, like parliament or a state legislative assembly. Act is a piece of legislation. I repeat, act is a piece of legislation that is more specific and applies to particular circumstances and specific people. Whether it is constitutional plan that is created by the government. Act is a piece of legislation that is more specific and applies to particular circumstances and specific people. Is a constitutional plan that is created by the government. Means act is created by the government. Until an act is passed by the parliament, in order to turn it to a law, an act is known as bill. Now, what is the difference between bill and act? Act, when first of all it is bill, unless it is passed, that is bill. If it is passed by the parliament, it becomes an act. Until an act is passed by the parliament, it is known as bill. Though an act, the ideas of the government are made mandatory for the people of the country. So, in this period, we have discussed many important provisions, many important concepts relating to interpretation of statutes, subject of interpretation of statutes like act, ordinance, and in the next period, we shall discuss what is the meaning of title and what are the internal aids to interpretation. In this period, thank you so much. Namaskar.